Long before Oxford, Cambridge, or Harvard, in the heart of India, there stood a place where knowledge lit up the world. A place where thousands of scholars gathered, where ideas traveled across continents, and where learning knew no boundaries. This was Nalanda, the world's very first university. Nalanda was founded in the 5th century CE, present day Bihar, India, during the Gupta dynasty. It wasn't just a monastery or school. It was a full-fledged residential university centuries ahead of its time. As it peaked, Nalanda housed about 10,000 students and more than 2,000 teachers. What makes it even more fascinating is that students came not just from India, but from China, Korea, Tibet, Mongolia, Sri Lanka, and even Greece. Imagine in an age without airplanes or internet, Nalanda was already an international center of learning. Nalanda was limited to regional teachings, yet Buddhism was at its heart, but university offered a wide range of subjects: medicines, mathematics, astronomy, logic, philosophy, grammar, literature, and even metallurgy. Ancient texts describe Nalanda as having 9 million handwritten manuscripts stored in its vast libraries. One of its famous librarians, Dharmaganja, had three massive buildings: the Ratnasagar, the Ratnagadi, and Ratnajhaka. Some records even says the library was so huge that when it was destroyed by fire, it burned for months without stopping. What made Nalanda extraordinary was its organization. Students had to pass tough entrance exams just to get in. Standards of debate and discussion were so high that even kings and nobles couldn't secure admission without providing themselves. One of the Nalanda's most famous visitors was Chinese scholar Tian Tsang in 7th century. He studied here for nearly 15 years and later wrote detailed accounts of Nalanda, which remains one of the main sources of its history today. Another scholar, Yi Jing, also studied here and praised Nalanda as the most advanced center of learning in the world. Nalanda also contributed heavily to science and mathematics. Scholars here studied planetary motions, developed early concepts of algebra and trigonometry, and advanced the practice of medicine, including surgery. This was a true blend of science, philosophy, and spirituality. But like many great civilizations, Nalanda faced too many destructions. In the 12th century, Bakhtiyar Khilji invaded and set fire to the libraries. It is said countless manuscripts covering centuries of human knowledge were lost forever in those flames. Some historians call it one of the greatest intellectual tragedies in history, yet the spirit of Nalanda never truly died. Its legacy continued through the monks and students who carried its teaching across Asia. Centuries later, in 2010, Nalanda was revived as a modern international university supported by several countries including India, China, Japan, and Singapore. This revival is not just about rebuilding old ruins, it's about honoring a vision where knowledge belonged to everyone beyond borders and religions. Nalanda was not just a university, it was a symbol of what humanity can achieve when curiosity, discipline, and openness came together. Long before the modern world dreamed of a global university, Nalanda showed us the way. And though in ancient walls lies a ruins, its spirit still whispers, reminding us that knowledge is eternal and once lit, its flame can never truly be extinguished. Thank you.